Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Vince Vetrano.
And I'm Susan Kim. A destructive tornado left behind a trail of damage in a small community about 65 miles south of Chicago. This is a look at Coal City. An EF2 tornado hit that same community just about a year and a half ago. Strong storms also hit parts of southeast Wisconsin, uprooting trees and knocking out power. One
Greenfield resident watched as the heavy winds and rain came through his home yesterday. He says he heard some booms and cracks from outside, but didn't think much of it until he heard a knock on his front door.
My neighbor came over and said, "Hey, did you see what happened to the tree in your backyard?"
A big portion of the tree had snapped and fallen to the ground, landing just feet from the house. He said it's just unbelievable it didn't come crashing through his sunroom.
A local show of support for the victims of the church shootings in Charleston, South Carolina.
St. Mark African Methodist Episcopal Church opened its doors for a vigil last night. The Milwaukee Church, the same denomination as Mother Emanuel, where a gunman opened fire, killing 9 people last week. Reverend Darrell Williams told us that he knew 2 of the victims.
It was very shocking to hear that somebody that I knew was a victim. We want that sadness and that grief to spur us into constructive action.
Pastors, a rabbi, and a member of the Sikh temple all attended the vigil with supporting the call to action. They are pushing for tougher gun laws and hate crime prevention.
New competition for superstores around southeast Wisconsin. Michigan-based Meijer opens its first 2 Wisconsin locations in Grafton and Kenosha today. The chain is promising steep discounts. 2 more locations are scheduled to open then in August. Those are in Oak Creek and Wauwatosa. The Rolling Stones are rocking Milwaukee. Mick, Keith, and the crew bring their zip code tour to the Marcus Amphitheater tonight. The rock icons want to get fans involved in the show. They are letting you vote for a special song that they will perform tonight. You can get in on this by going to rollingstones.com.
After temperatures in the 80s and very windy conditions yesterday, those winds gusting over 40 throughout the day, the storms tried to develop here locally but stayed just to the south of us into Illinois, where they had widespread flooding and even a few tornadoes. Those storms suck the energy right out of our atmosphere. Temperatures now, or this morning, were in the upper 50s to the lower 60s across the area. We're waking up to sunny conditions and low humidity. The wind still a little on the breezy side, but it'll diminish throughout the day. A temperature of 60 degrees. Those storms have now moved off to the southeast, where the eastern seaboard is under the gun for some severe thunderstorms. We are enjoying sunshine across the state. As of 7 o'clock, temperatures have now warmed into the lower to mid 60s across the area. And as I mentioned, that northwesterly winds between 10 and 20, but it will slowly diminish throughout the morning hours. The northwest wind has also brought in some drier air. How about dew points in the 50s, lower 50s at that, instead of the upper 60s to around 70 yesterday when it was so steamy out there. We had all the ingredients yesterday for some more storms to develop in the afternoon. It just couldn't happen, though, with those big storms to the south. You know what? No one around here is complaining. We had enough wind damage in the morning hours with that first wave of storms. The future forecast for today, no storms. In fact, no clouds. Northwesterly winds at 10 to 15. They'll diminish to 5 to 10 this afternoon. And with that, the lake breeze starts to kick in late this afternoon into the evening, so that will cool the lakefront down into the 60s late this afternoon into the evening hours. Inland areas will be close to 80 degrees. Wednesday starts off sunny, but by afternoon some clouds and a few scattered showers will develop as well. It's very isolated, and hopefully they miss the Summerfest grounds. But Thursday, on the other hand, looks to be rainy off and on throughout the day, with temperatures only in the 60s along the lakefront. With all that said, today on the Goddard gauge, we'll give it a 10. Oh yeah, mostly sunny. Temperatures in the 70s, close to 80 degrees inland. Southeast wind does develop and cools the lakefront down just a little bit, but overall it is going to be a great day with the sunshine, low humidity, and comfortable temperatures. Highs tomorrow back into the 70s and 80s, but with a light southeast wind developing, temperatures will cool once again, and also a few hit and miss isolated pop-up showers throughout the daytime as well. The temperatures will cool down into the lower 60s at the lakefront, 63 in Shorewood and Oak Creek, and at the Summerfest grounds by afternoon. Meanwhile, inland areas will stay into the 80s. So with that said, here's your opening day forecast for Summerfest. At noon, 76 with a light southerly wind. That southeast wind does develop, and it'll be 70 degrees by 4 o'clock, and a few pop-up showers in the afternoon hours, and 67 degrees. For today, however, plenty of sunshine, a high of 76. It is the pick day and a top 10 weather day as well. Tomorrow, 78 degrees, but some showers developing late in the day and a light southeast wind. Rainy and 66 for Thursday, 68 and sunny on Friday, and the weekend will be in the low to mid 70s, a little cooler at the lakefront and sunny.